And I'm Tejinder Singh. I studied architecture and I dropped out in the fifth year in the last semester. Then I, I also got, I'm also trained in conservation, architecture, and documentation. I went on to work with an art foundation for a year, and I was heading the archiving and documentation department. And post that, I came here, and in between, I also managed one legislative assembly elections for someone, and I documented the Assam assembly elections last year. So, I resigned my office in last year in May, and I wasn't really sure if I'm gonna get to this fellowship, or I didn't really plan the fellowship basically. But what I was planning was to set up a residency in my village, uh, because I was looking at how villages in Delhi have been eaten up by the city growth. So I was wondering how my village will react once the Bathinda city will outgrow it. The idea of that just a paper doesn't define who you are has grown in me a lot more than it could have grown in anywhere else. So that is one, and it has made me to pick up things from a vast sources, right? And I've understood that it's not important for one person to know everything, and it's not important to probably work on everything, and place and region or your identity, it doesn't really matter if you want to do something. The first 6 months has been really amazing. The past 1 month has been really rough. uh, I think I've learned to understand the processes here more than anything else, right? And I have got clarity on what I want to do next rather than, and people here have pushed me to think in terms of 3 years or 5 year plan. And I was just going for like what I'm going to do next year and then what I'm going to do next year. So experience has been like really amazing. I've met amazing people around, and I've got to know, I've got to learn so much even within, like peer to peer learning has been on a very different level of amazingness, which I think I had missed on in my college, and I love the work culture. I don't know what I'm gonna do wherever I go next. I think I have been spoiled because the kind of work culture IHS provides, it's just, uh, you know, I mean, I don't see hierarchies as much here. I mean, you can just go to anyone, talk about anything you want to. People are so open about their thoughts, and they're so open in accepting the fact that they don't know certain things, which in other workspaces, I mean, the places where I have worked or have experience with, I couldn't see that. And people are very easy to approach as well. That's what I have found, how people from different streams come together and they work on a single project. It's amazing seeing that project taking a very different shape uh, had it been done with one set of people. So I think that was just amazing. I think for the course structure, something I really loved was uh, how they were placed over the set of modules. Like we studied identity and social practice along with governance in the first module. And then we studied planning in the community and infrastructure and services in the second module. And then we studied economy and ecology in the third module. The structure somehow, like when we were studying identity and governance, they were complementing each other so much that we would have certain confusions within the frameworks of how identity plays in the in Republic or democracy of India. We would get answers from the governance class, And if we would see that what all how laws are being played into certain manner, we would see that how the identity also plays important role. Skill labs kind of gave us a very different perspective in terms of learning new things that we would have otherwise not. I mean, I would have never thought about learning data or reading the data being a visual artist. Experiences, more or less, uh, I would highly encourage people to join this program just for the sake of expanding your horizons of knowledge. I mean, just don't think about anything else. Just come and join.